talents of our people. Through it all, Dudu Spree Media House has remained committed to our core values of truth, justice, and equity. We have strived to be a fair and balanced source of news and information. We have given a voice to those who are often ignored or silenced, and we have held the powerful accountable. I am proud to be a part of Dudu Spree Media House. I am proud of the work that we do, and I'm grateful for the support of our community. Today we celebrate 2 years of amplifying African voices. We celebrate the power of storytelling, and we celebrate the hope that a better future is possible. Thank you.
This is Dudu Spree FM, an African radio. Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bronze stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs burst in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, take us that star-spangled banner yet wave, for the land of the free and the home of the brave. On the shore dimly seen through mist of the deep, where the foe's haughty host in dread silence reposes. What is that which the breeze on the towering steep fitfully blows, half conceals, half discloses? Now it catches the gleam of the morning's first beam, in full glory reflected, now shines on the screen. 'Tis the star-spangled banner, oh, long may it wave, for the land of the free and the home of the
Dudu DJ.
Tuungane sote na tushereke pamoja ushindi kwa ukombozi wetu. Tujitoe wenyewe, tusimame pamoja kulinda uhuru na umoja wetu. mwokozi wa uzima. Tuungane sote na tushereke pamoja.
Good day, welcome to the first and only Philippine African Media House, and of course, your guest, AjokeAde. We are here, the 24 hours live production. Yes, we are live, and we are doing it, Benny, just like the way Olodumare sent us. If you are just joining us, this is the 24-hour marathon. At this segment, we will be talking about what is called the conspiracy against the youth. And I'm not the only one here. Many thanks to the chairman. Our own Papa Patrick is in the house right now, all the way from Houston, Texas. Akin káàbọ̀ bàbá wa. Ẹ kú dédé àsìkò yìí. Ẹ káàbọ̀, akin káàbọ̀. Bí a ṣe ń tún tẹ̀síwájú, a kí gbogbo wa káàkiri gbogbo àgbáláyé bí a ṣe ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa pé a kú dédé àsìkò yìí. Ibi tí a wà yìí òun náà ni a ti ń da bẹ̀bẹ̀ lúkẹ̀ láti ń rọ̀ bí òjò. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Elédùmarè. Right now èèyàn kan ṣáájú wa dé. Live on radio, we are live on radio, and we are right here also hosting it. Wọ́n sọ pé tẹ́ni di méjì kìnnà ẹni ó bàjẹ́. A dúpẹ́ pé ó fún wa ní oore ọ̀fẹ́. Ẹ dákun, bí a ṣe ń tẹ̀ sójú ẹ̀ bá a ṣe ń lò náà, ẹ máa bá wa fomi lò. CEO wa wọ́n fi ohùn ránṣẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ kí a jọ gbọ́.
Ìkànnì tó ju ìkànnì lọ, ìkànnì Dudu Spray FM. Ẹ jẹ́ kó wà níbẹ̀. Filẹ̀, jẹ́ kó wà níbẹ̀.
This is Dudu Spray FM, an African radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed presenters, and our incredible Dudu Spray team. It's within immense pride and gratitude that I stand before you today, marking the second anniversary of Dudu Spray Radio 2 years ago. We embark on a remarkable journey, one that has been us grow, learn, and thrive as a Pan-African radio station. In these 2 years, we've become more than just a radio station. We've become a family, a community, and a powerful voice representing the rich tapestry of culture that make up this credible continent. As a CEO of Dudu Spray, I've had the privilege of witnessing the dedication, passion, and unwavering commitment that each one of you bring into our station every day. Tony Fresh. As my stage name goes, I am merely a representative of collective brilliance that is in Dudu Spray. Together, we've broken barriers, challenged norms, and create a platform that celebrates the diversity of African voices. Reflecting on our journey, I'm reminded of African proverb: if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together. Dudu Spray has gone far because we've gone together. Our success story is not just about numbers and statistics, it is about lives we touch, the stories we share, and the impact that we make life of our listeners. To our presenters, I want to express my deepest appreciation for your creativities, a flavor you bring into the broadcast. To your voice is not just in the airwaves, but in the hearts of our listeners across the continent. Your dedication to delivering high quality content, your ability to connect with our audience, and your passion for and vast culture of Africa are the driving force behind Dudu Spray success. To the entire Dudu Spray team, both on air and off air, I encourage you to continue embracing innovation, nourish creativities, and fostering that spirit of collaboration. Let us remain steadfast in our commitment and authenticity, integrity, and excellence. Let us continue to amplify the voice of unheard, celebrate the beauty of culture, and inspire positive change within our communities. As we celebrate this milestone, let us serve as a reminder of our potential individual and collectively. Let us fuel our determination to reach greater higher, break new ground, and touch even more lives. Together, there is no limit that we can achieve. Trust me. Thank you for your unwavering dedication and for being an integral part of Dudu Spray family. Here has the past 2 years filled with achievement and growth, and to the countless more ahead, brimming with endless possibilities. Stay inspired, brother. Stay inspired, sisters, and stay inspired, my colleagues. Stay inspired with strength and love. And let's continue this extraordinary journey together. Thank you once again. And thank to brighter future of Dudu Spray Radio all over the world. Mo fi wákàtí mo fi ń dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ọkùnrin, lọ́wọ́ obìnrin, lọ́wọ́ ọmọdé, lọ́wọ́ àgbàlagbà, lọ́wọ́ onílé àti àlejò tí a bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní nǹkan bí ọdún méjì sí ibi tí a wà yìí. Gbogbo àwa tá à ń ṣiṣẹ́ tí a ò jẹ́ kó rẹ̀ wá, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wa. Mo sì fẹ́ jẹ́ ká mọ̀ wípé ó kù nìbọn ró. Ṣé òwe Yorùbá ló sọ wípé bó o bá fẹ́ rìn ṣúkẹ́ṣúkẹ́ àbí tó bá fẹ́ sáré ní gìrìgìrì o lè dá sá, ṣùgbọ́n tó bá fẹ́ sáré kó o lọ jìnnàjìnnà, ìwọ kọ́wọ́ rìn papọ̀, wàá rí wípé ìrìn náà kò ní rẹ̀ ọ́, ẹ sì máa sá bí ìgbà tẹ́ ẹ̀ sá nǹkan kan. Nítorí náà nǹkan mo rọ̀ wá ní bàbá wa àtẹ̀yìn ìyá wa àti gbogbo wa tá a jọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ pátápátá, ó kù nìbọn ró gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìwé Yorùbá. Ẹ má jẹ́ ó rẹ̀ wá o, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbìyànjú síwájú àti síwájú sí i. A ṣì mẹ́yẹ bọ̀ lápò ní Dudu Spray Pan-African Radio, àmẹ́yẹ bọ̀ lápò ní èyí tí ẹ rí owó Yorùbá sọ pé wọ́n rí orí lẹ́rí tí ì rí nǹkan. So à ń gbèrò tó pọ̀ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀, ṣùgbọ́n a ò ní tí ì bẹ̀ báyìí nítorí pé a fẹ́ jẹ́ kí gbogbo ayé kan túbọ̀ sì máa gbọ́ wa láwọn káàkiri ilẹ̀ Áfíríkà pátákórógódó. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ onílé, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àlejò, ní pàtàkì jùlọ gbogbo àwa tí a ò jẹ́ kó rẹ̀ wá tá ń gbóhùn sáfẹ́fẹ́ àti àwa tí a wà behind the scene tá ń ṣiṣẹ́ tọ̀sán tòru. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin ni engineer wa, gbogbo ẹ̀yin lọ́wọ́ bọ́tìnì àti gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń pò pọ̀ lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run kò ní rẹ̀ wá o. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọ̀dọ́ tí ẹ ò jẹ́ kó rẹ̀ yín láṣẹ Olódùmarè, ẹ̀yin náà ẹ gòkè o. Èmi ọmọ yín, ọ̀rẹ́ yín, àbúrò yín náà ni tí gbogbo yín mọ̀ sí Tony Fresh.
Ìkànnì tó ju ìkànnì lọ, ìkànnì Dudu Spray FM. Ẹ jẹ́ kó wà níbẹ̀. Filẹ̀, jẹ́ kó wà níbẹ̀.
Oh yes.
This is Dudu Spray FM, an African radio.
If you don't understand Ngbati, waiting the CEO of this great Ogbonge Sókè Media House, we stand about for Washington. They talk, we say, now here we do it without wasting your time. Now this conspiracy we won't see as our own Damyne, the loudest of the loudest speaker, is ready, and we have sung the anthem, the national anthem of the United States of America, because we stand about for Washington. When we were looking for where to pinch our tent, put our tent, it was Washington that took us, and we say we are grateful for the land of the brave and our own motherland, Africa. We are glad too. As we do this, Sókè, don't forget we are marking the life, the struggle, the death, and the hope of the Lekki Toll Gate victims, because they desired an African where the children, the youth, the mother, the women, the girls and boys and the fathers would be free indeed. And that freedom is what we are amplifying today. And without wasting your time, I am inviting on stage the one and only Damyne for his session, that is the conspiracy against the youth. Over to you, Damyne.
Thank you very much, AjokeAde. It's always a pleasure to be here. A very big thanks to Dudu Spray from the first and only truly Pan-African radio. It is a pleasure to be here. This is Dudu Spray 2.0. This is the second year anniversary, and it is always a pleasure to be here. Dudu Spray celebrated the first year, and it was amazing. Now Dudu Spray is 2 years old. So it is the third year actually that the youths were massacred at the Lekki Toll Gate. And it is a very pathetic and saddening situation in the country. We all know that the country is in a situation and a state of moral decadence, of poverty, of continual sorrow, pain for many people. And yes, Lekki Toll Gate Massacre was a tragedy to many. Many lives were lost, the lives of youth who demanded something better for the future, of youth who demanded something good, something great. But what did they get instead? They got death and poverty, and they were sprayed like insects. They were sprayed like criminals, people who only asked for something better for their own lives. And that is the situation in this country. So to everybody who lost somebody, to every Nigerian son who died, to every Nigerian daughter who died, to every blood that was shed, to every knee that fell, to every drop of blood on the floor, we say, may your gentle soul rest in perfect peace. So everybody went through pain, and to those who are still going through pain, we hope for a better future. But we are not just hoping, we are going to create that better future for ourselves. So to everybody out there, I say a very big welcome to you. Welcome to Dudu Spray FM, the first and only truly Pan-African radio. Dudu Spray is here for you. Dudu Spray is here for Africa. We're here to enlighten many people. We're here to educate many people. We're here to Sókè. This is Sókè 2.0. Yes, even Sókè 3.0. This is the third year of being Sókè in. This is the third year of us Sókè. And yes, our voices will not be silenced. The last year we had a session of drop the gun and let's talk, because we know that these people, the only power they have is the power of the gun. All they know how to do is to shoot. They can't have a decent conversation. They can't have a continuous, consistent, smooth, unhindered, unhinged conversation without violence. But we have told them to drop the gun and let's talk. And this year we're here again to Sókè, because we will not stop speaking until we've gotten what we want. And yes, I am your one and only Damyne. And this day we are here to talk about what is going on. The only thing that we can always see in Nigeria, in Africa, is a conspiracy against youth. We'd like to start this conspiracy from the top. Usually I like picking things from the bottom, but now in no particular order. We start from the top, pick it in the middle, go to the base, in fact, go back to the middle, go back to the top. The first one we're going to start with is the most obvious one, which is in governance. In governance, we can see that the youth are being highly sidelined. Yes, the youth are highly being sidelined. The youth are being taken for granted. The youth don't have a voice. Only very few youth are active participants in governance. And even these youths that are participating in governance, we all know that they are either puppets or obviously being controlled by the people, the hierarchies in power. They are only the Baba Sowikwe, Iya Sowikwe classifications. They are the kind of people that are being told to kill other youths, or they are just being used as thugs of war, thugs of politics, thugs of politicians, thugs of power, thugs of governance. They are the ones being turned against other youths. They are the chains that bind other youths. They are the clippers of the wings of the youths. They are the ones who hinder the other youths from flying. They are the guns that shoot against the youths. They are the guns that shoot against even people who are fighting for them. They are the cutlasses that massacre many people. They are the ones raising voice and spreading false rumors about the youth and about Nigerian youth and African youth in general. In the government, we can see that the governmental conspiracy against the youth is very, very solid and very strong. In Africa, you barely see youth in politics. You barely see them in governance. And whenever they are there, they are always being controlled. They have no voice. They have no means. They are just there to serve the purpose of their grandmaster. And it is just like a continuous, consistent, unending cycle of recruitment and furnishing of bad leadership everywhere we go. And this is very bad and pathetic. So now, also, you can see that the government doesn't even care about the youth at all. They don't care about your livelihood. They don't care about your standard of living. For all they care about, like, to them, whether you survive or not, they do not give a shit. To them, whether you strive, they do not give a shit. Whether you thrive, rather, they do not give a shit. Whether you struggle or you die, they do not give a shit. They don't care about you. They don't care about what you do. They don't care about the situations of things. They don't care about your living. They don't even care about anything. Many countries should care about the standard of living of their own citizens. Many governments care about how their citizens live day to day. But these governments do not care about anything. And that is very pathetic, like I've said before. So this government now is the next link to the security problem, because government can provide security. It is their duty to provide security. But now in this country, we beg people, we beg our own government to provide security, all to no avail. We hear of situations, today I was still reading on the news where somebody sold his own friend for 5,000 naira. Somebody sold his own friend for 20,000 naira. What do they use this money for? You just see, people can be easily kidnapped. Yesterday, I was out with my brother and I was telling him that, Baba, we're careful, because we saw a poster of a missing young man. This young man is in his early 30s and he can't be found. For months now, he has gone missing. His family are offering a 1 million naira ransom, or no, a 1 million naira gift to anybody who finds him. Just like, please, if you help him find him, we give you 1 million naira if you can find him and bring him home. But this man is just missing, and we do not know where he is. We do not know his whereabouts. We don't know whatever he may be doing. And that is the way things are. Nobody is secure. Nobody is safe. No, whatever you are doing, you are not even sure whether you come back home safely. There is kidnapping. You can't practice your job safely because you are not sure if you will come back at all. And that has always been how things have been. And there is no change. There is no hope for change. There is no sight of hope. There is no feeling of hope. People are living in fear, in agony. Cultism is out there. And anybody can drop dead at any particular time, at any particular place. So, and that is how it has always been. So that is the situation of the country. So now moving forward, we have another issue of unemployment. But before we go on to unemployment, we have to go to, let's treat unemployment before we go to the problem that also causes unemployment. Unemployment in this country is something we know of. Only one in about 1,000 youths is employed. We have millions of youths, and most of them very few of them are gainfully employed. Most people are only struggling to get an employment. Year by year, graduate by graduate come out of universities, they come out of schools, but at the end of the day, they struggle to find a job. They hustle to find a job. They try hard to find a job, all to no avail. The government has not provided any way Do you know it is very easy to provide jobs actually? It is very easy to provide jobs because when there is a functional world, when everything is working, we need people to work in this working system. Things can only be done by people, except things that can be done by AI, of course. But when we say we need police officers, only humans can be our police officers. When we say we need soldiers, only humans can be this. When we need people to work in the train stations, when we need people to work in the airport, when we need people to work in the mining facilities, when we need people to work in construction companies or construction, when we need engineers, we need humans. When we need doctors, good doctors, nurses, accountants, and so on and so on. We need human beings. And many people have gone to do this, but yet they can't. Even entrepreneurship is something that has become very difficult because now there is no situation, the condition of the country is not making entrepreneurship easy, possible, or even profitable. And this situation has been so saddening. It is sad and pathetic. So, job, employment, or even entrepreneurship is very difficult because nothing is working. Then there's a situation of no food at all. People are starving. The level of poverty is continually and continuously rising. Poverty and inflation is always on the rise. Now, they said Nigeria is poor enough for 10 years. Like, we are 10 years into the future poor. That means we are going to, like, there's food scarcity into the future. Now there's fuel scarcity. When there's fuel scarcity, there will be food scarcity because without fuel, we can't transport food. We can't transport food produce. It is so weakening when the government closes the borders for food importation because now it is crazy because we can't import food. Yes, we do not want to import food, but yet the country is not producing food. If we cannot produce our food, at least we should import them at cheaper rates. But now the government is even advised to at least support farmers, create opportunities, create security, create ways, forms, and platforms and opportunities that can help farmers produce food. This country has everything it takes to produce food, feed itself, and feed even the continent of Africa at large. We will feed Africa rather without breaking a sweat. And Africa will feed the world without even breaking a sweat, a single sweat. But the things that are supposed to be in place are not in place. If everything is in place, everything will be in place. That is just how it is. If there is a good government, there will be no issue of unemployment because there will be job for everyone. Because now when the farmers can't work and they can't produce food, then there is no way the people who are processing food will work. Then when people who are processing food can't work, then how are the marketers going to get job? The people who should market the food, how are they going to get job? There is a link everywhere. Because when the farmer goes to the farm now, and let's say he produces tomato, pepper, yam, producing these things now, by the time he harvests, he needs people to harvest. That is job opportunity for the people who will harvest it with him. One, job opportunity for the driver who will convey this food to the market. Two, job opportunity for the people who will sell, the market women who will sell this food. That is three. Job opportunity for food vendors who will sell this food and make their profit. That is four already. Job opportunities for people who will come and buy this produce from the farm and so that they can produce it and convert it from tomato to tomato paste. That is another five. That is job opportunity for everybody who work in the food processing companies. That is another. Job opportunities for the people who will make the branding for that company. That is another. Job opportunity for the people who will seal and who will do everything, who will supply the machines for the company. That is 9 already. Job opportunity for everybody who will participate. That is 10. Job opportunity for the social media managers,
For digital marketers, that is another. Job opportunity for electricity, for those who are working in the electrical firm, or even for those who are supplying fuel, for people who are selling for the people at the nozzle, that is another opportunity. Job opportunity for everybody around. That is job opportunity and job on job opportunity. So that is just from a farmer who works, from a farmer who does his job. Then job opportunity for the accountant who works at a firm of food production. Job opportunity for anybody who is willing to work at all. Even for those who are working in the tax offices, job opportunity for everybody, from the farmer to the conductor to the driver. Job opportunity for everybody just by planting. So imagine how many people, how many thousands of people have been deprived just because there was insecurity, or just because there is insecurity in the country. Do you know how many people has been deprived? And then yet, when the people, the youth, stand up and say, no, this conspiracy must stop, do you know what they do? They bring out a gun and they shoot them down. Any voice who rises, they cut it off. Anybody who stands, any tree who tries to grow, they cut it down. Then they burn it to show others that yes, it attempts to grow, we'll bring it down. I was watching a skit online. And it is of two guys. Of course, one is the comedian, the other one is just working with him. So the comedian was sharing flyers to people on the street. Then his associates will just walk by and pretend not to collect the flyer. So if he does not collect the flyer, the comedian will kick him and force him to collect the flyer. So people on the street seeing that, flyer, and see what they did to him, like he didn't accept it and they tried to beat him up. So because of that, when they present the flyer to him, he will accept it immediately. I know this kept happening and it was so funny. And I was just in my own mind, I was like, this is exactly the way Nigerian youth are being bullied into submission. It is a very plain example. They use it as an example to the others. If you don't do what they want you to do, they cut you down, they kill you, they deal with you, they make you a plain public example. And when they do that to you, at the end of the day, you have to quickly submit. And the people coming behind you feel like, hey, I don't want to be a scapegoat too. And they also comply. They become easy prey, they become gullible, they become easy to control. And this is something we do not want in this country anymore. So then you now see that our youth have been reduced to mere joke crackers. They have been reduced to mere comedians. Being a comedian is honorable, of course, but not when that is all you can do. Not when you are doing it because there is nothing else to do. Not when you are just doing it to survive. Of course, being a comedian is important, in fact, to the society. We all need to laugh, even when everything is making you cry. So now, you see, our youth have now been reduced to ordinary skit makers. They have been reduced to people who live on what TikTok can give them, people who live on what YouTube can give them, to people who live on what social media can give them, to people who live on day-to-day, what do they call it? When day-to-day giveaway. Yes, people have to wait on people who do giveaway. They go online and start looking for people who do giveaway, because without that giveaway, they cannot eat. Then our content has even been reduced to mere jokes and sexual content, because if you don't produce sexual content, nobody will look at you. People are not even funny enough to attract their audience anymore. So then people have now been reduced to sexual content creators. Talking to a woman, touching a woman, it has to involve a woman, shaking her body, moving her body, exposing her body. Our people do not produce anything anymore because there is no way for them to produce. Many people who are producing are doing it under duress. They are doing it because they are determined. They are doing it because they have no other way. They are doing it because, they cannot afford to fail. They cannot afford to give up. Not everybody is as strong as Dudu Spree. Not everybody is as strong as AjokeAde. Not everybody is as strong as, many people I know around. So that is it, because many people will just give up. They just feel like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. Our ladies have been reduced to hook up. That is all they do now. You see, now on the street, I am telling you, at least 8 in every 10 girl is a hookup girl. Most of them are not doing it willingly. Of course, some they are just doing it because they are too lazy, but majority of them have no choice. Many people have dropped out of school because there is no way they can go to school with the way the education system has been corrupted, with the way the prices have been inflated. And now that leads me to conspiracy against the youth in the educational sector, in the educational aspect, in everything education. When it comes to education, we can boldly, plainly see that there is a conspiracy. It is audible to the deaf. It is very plain in sight to the blind. And everybody can see that, no, there is a conspiracy here. So now I would like to say in the educational sector, it is very obvious now. Many years ago, in fact, many years ago, normally, and I see this in every story, in every tale that has been told, that in the time of Awolowo, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, that many people attended universities free of charge. They were sponsored. Even there's always a man that is always saying, he's a general overseer in Nigeria, is always like, okay, that C.E.O, when he left university, they gave him a car, they gave him and his friends cars, you know. He said he used, instead of car, he bought a Danfo bus. You know, I was hearing that story and I was like, man, so they used to give you car for going to school. Now you have to also car, okay, shall be a dark. You are going to school, they are giving you car. Who wants to give you car? So that is the situation. Yeah, so that is the situation of the country now. You have to also to go to school. You come out of school, there's no job. You also. Then at the end of the day, I start asking people that, wow, all that money we spent on trying to get formally educated. I'm quoting that formally educated. That is the education of the whites, of course. You are introduced in their ways. You are taught in their ways. You go to school and put on uniforms like prisoners. Why? You go to school and learn how to speak English. Why? You go to school and at the end of the day, English is a compulsory course. Without English, you cannot, like your JAMB, they will invest you. You understand? And we are still behaving like slaves, like the slave of the white man. Why? Have you ever gone to USA or United Kingdom or Portugal, France, and you hear them speaking Yoruba or Igbo or Hausa or Swahili? Yes. So they will never do that. They will never ever say, okay, you have to learn Yoruba, and unless you learn Yoruba, you cannot go to university. You have to learn Igbo. If you cannot learn Igbo, you cannot go to university. That is impossible. In fact, it is impossible. So, and that is how Nigeria and the country has been designed to be. That if you do not learn the language of the foreigners, you cannot do anything. And even in office spaces, you have to do the same. You have to conform. You have to wear their clothes. You have to dress like them. You have to behave like them. Now, back to the educational sector. Now, even the school fees was recently increased. It was increased by over 500% in some institutions. Increased by over 200% in some institutions. And this is crazy. In situations whereby it has been free for some, and now for some, it is almost impossible. Even people who wants to get, okay, this education, we know that it is not even enough for Africans. Because in Africa, we are not even being taught how to get the best out of our continent. Africa is the only continent that teaches people about other continents. I know in other continents, they are now being taught how to come to Africa and get the best from Africa, how to get the best of Africa. But then in Africa itself, we are not being taught anything. Africa, and that is the situation of things. So right now, education system has been really, really corrupted.
In secondary schools now, parents are even complaining already because it is also very expensive to go to secondary school. You hear of primary school students paying so much money, and this is very, very pathetic. Primary school, if you hear of the price they are paying primary school to 70,000 naira. What is he paying for? What is she paying for? What are they teaching them? You understand? Secondary school now paying 100,000. If you say you want to go to a very good school, you'll be paying up to 200, 250, 300, 500,000 for secondary school. Universities now, they are paying in millions. What should be free? Gone are the days where government institutions, government schools were better than private schools. But now, private schools are even competing or beating down government schools. 3 days ago, I was outside my house and, I overheard parents talking. They went for meeting, PTA meeting or something. They were summoned. The problem was that in a government school in Bariga, I won't mention the name of the government school, in Bariga, the school doesn't have chairs for GSS1 students to sit. Students have to stand to learn. In a government school in Bariga is a big place, compared to some places, of course. So Bariga is nice. So, and these people have to stand. They have to stand to take classes. And then they now said, okay, there's a chair, or there are chairs that have been prepared for GSS3 students to take their exam. So they'll borrow them that chair to use it for the meantime. But the parents have to come and sign a form so that if your child spoils that chair, your child will definitely have to pay. And that is the situation of teens everywhere. And it was so crazy that wow. And even government school that used to be free now, do you know how much you have to pay? The parents are paying over 25,000 naira. This is a fact. I am not quoting what I do not know. Paying over 25,000 naira before their students can go to school. They know I go with practical learning. Everything that normally would have been paid for. It is a thing of disgrace. Youth, the conspiracy against the youth, it is solid, it is bold. That is the most offensive part. It is bold. They are doing it publicly, they are doing it openly, and there's no hiding about it anymore. If the situation gets worse, I'm just thinking what would be the situation of things in the next 10 years with the way things are going? If things continue to go the way they are going now, then in the next 10 years, it will be very, very impossible to think about education in Nigeria. Education in Nigeria will just be a thing of the past. Right now, many students have dropped out from the higher institution. It is saddening. So now, to the next place, to the next highlight of this. I can talk about education non-stop, but for now, let us go to another highlight. This new highlight is about let's use technological advancement first, because the next one is going to be very controversial. And yes, I am ready for this. I am Damyne, of course. I'm not the Master Blaster. I'll say it to your face and to the hearing of everybody. So, but let's go to technology. I cannot remember using any phone that has been made in Nigeria. I cannot remember using any laptop that has been made, that was made in Nigeria. I cannot even remember using any fan majorly that was made from the beginning to the end in Nigeria. No generator was made in Nigeria. I cannot remember that. It is very difficult to say this thing was made in Nigeria. If there is a made in Nigeria, then the machine that was used to make it was definitely imported. The only thing we make in Nigeria is babies. The only thing we make in Nigeria is, is poverty. The only thing they deliberately make in Nigeria is youth that might not, or that would not, or that will certainly never have a future. The only thing they make in Nigeria is fear. Do you understand? So now we are going in technology. Now we want to see people in Nigeria that make bulbs. I want my wristwatch to be made in Nigeria. There are people online. When I go on TikTok, my friends laugh at me that my own TikTok is very boring. And then I laugh at them in return,
Omo, you don't know anything. Like, say you wanna know what you're sorrow, me sorrow, one sorrow. Because my TikTok is full of young guys who are making something, or you start seeing other things. I'm still going there. But now I've seen young guys who are making cars that can be controlled by remote. Cars that can be directed by remote, with a remote online, with ordinary pali. With ordinary, they will just, the body is just pali and co. I've seen a guy, I have contact of a guy currently who can make cars, who make truck. Those truck that pack sand. It will even uplift the back. It will lift that carrier, the sand carrier. He will do it to lift. This guy makes tractors, he makes bikes, he will build a Benz, a Rolls Royce, design it with carton, and it will move, it will drive, it will reverse. This guy is very good. I know of another one who makes helicopter, who makes plane. And I've chatted with several of these people, and they will even tell me things like, Omo, they can do this thing you like, but there's no sponsorship, that nobody is there to help. And of course, we're in Nigeria, who is ready to help you? Why will they help you? Why should they help you? If they help you, that means we will stop importing cars. And when we stop importing cars, custom will make more. If custom does not make money, that is dirty, money more of Oga. Do you understand? The chain is just there and there and there. And then those car dealers, most of them politicians will not make money from that. But why can't you just support these people to achieve this dream? That still links back to government. It still links back to education, because we go to school and in school they're not even teaching how to make these cars. Then people who just learn it on their own, or people who are just talented, you are not supporting them. Going back to that education now, because I've touched education again, you in educational sector, you are not learning anything you are going to use. I mean, I attend the council of land. I was discussing with my brothers yesterday, and my brothers, they are always ready to listen to me. They are ready to hear from me. They look at me as one kind of almost a sage. I dare not say I'm a sage. Just like, I think outside the box. I think strangely. Like in school, okay, I think I'm back. Yeah, in school they don't teach you anything you use at all. In school they do not teach you anything you make use of. Please, AjokeAde, can you hear me? Okay, thank you. So in school they do not teach you anything you will make use of at all. Why is it that in school it is Oyinbo that will decide what you will learn? Not learn. That the ones creating teachers. They'll be the ones to decide what the teachers will learn. They'll be the ones to decide anything. They're the ones deciding the kind of clothes you wear in your university. They're the ones deciding everything. In the University of Lagos, their lawyers wear black and white. Very nice. But I've asked them before that, why do you wear black and white? Who said so? But if you trace it back and back and back and back into the future, you see that it was one Oyinbo that just said, okay, well, this is the uniform you'll be wearing. Definitely not an African man. Why can't you wear your African dress to school? But so now back to that issue of technology and creativity and science. Everything we use in our hospitals, the treatment, the way they treat people, the syringes, none of them is being made by us. We want people who can make things for Africa, who can go to the hospital and say, okay, this machine, this ECL machine, ECG machine, I made it. I made it in Nigeria. This everything, production all over the world is by Africans. Is from Africa, because the stone is being taken from here. I was discussing this conversation with AjokeAde. We're doing stick a pork, and the stick we're using, the stick is actually from Nigeria, but it is definitely either imported or made from a foreign company that is in Nigeria, not a Nigerian-based company. Because as low as matches is being imported in Nigeria, toothpick, Oma imports toothpick. When I heard matches and it was being imported, I was like, impossible. How dare you import toothpick? How dare you import matches? But that is the sad truth of the matter. Why can't we make these ourselves? Why can't we do this ourselves? Like, what is so hard about it that we cannot do? So that is just the situation of things in the country. So now, then moving, because we are still going to touch every of this again, because there's no way one does not lead to the other. So going to the matter now of spirituality. No, culture before spirituality. Let's start with culture. So now, in Nigeria, once upon a time, the youth were taught, this is culture. The youth were taught to be obedient. No, in fact, yes, it was part of the home training. People used to have home training. This is conspiracy against the youth once again. Yes, conspiracy against the youth in terms of culture. They now want to compare the things that were celebrated then versus the things that are celebrated now. Being a moralist was celebrated. Being smart and knowledgeable was celebrated. Going to the library to read a book was celebrated. But now, being intelligent, being a gentleman, being calm, being reserved, being conservative was celebrated. Then those days, being very, very cool, collected was something of celebration. It was celebrated. And that was how it was. Being obedient, being law-abiding, obeying the law, not being fraudulent was celebrated. But now, on social media, on Facebook especially, I heard that there is a group of Yahoo Boys Mother Association. Yahoo Boys Mothers Association, like the mothers of Yahoo Boys, they have an association. That means mothers are now celebrating the fraudulent. Okay, yes. So now mothers are now celebrating the act of fraudulence in their children. And we're now like, what? How is this even possible? How has Nigeria fallen? How has Africa fallen to this ditch? How far have we fallen? So this is the situation of things in the country. There is no morality. If you're Yahoo Boys, don't celebrate anything. Fraudsters are the ones being celebrated. If you make your money decently, you are being looked upon as, as a stupid person. They feel like, oh, smart, oh, ja. If someone misplaces money and you return it, you will be insulted for it. They will tell you that, stupid gone, back the way, what they dark pada. You understand? And I'm like, oh my God. Thinking about this now, it has now become the norm for teenagers, for young people, for youth to be insultive to their parents. I've heard of situations whereby young people beat up their parents. And some people even feel like, Baba, I fuck up, and it is becoming a norm. And it is a sickness, that is a cancer. Now, the way we dress, the way we talk, the way we act, we are now copying under people. Our culture now, people now want to be, people who want to behave badly, because that is just how it is now. You have to smoke to feel among. You have to be a drinker. There's nothing wrong in drinking, of course. But being a drunkard, you have to, drink heavily, smoke, destroy your lungs and your kidney before you can feel among. Destroy your liver before you can feel among. You understand now? People take hard drugs, and now they ask that, have you taken any drug before? And you say, I know, kill the drug. They feel like, aselele. And it is becoming the norm. Even our leaders now are drug traffickers, and there's nothing you can do about it. If you go to the music industry, where people, if you do not join a gang, if you are not a smoker, you are not going to shine, you are not going to trend, you are not going to be famous. To get fame now, you have to do something crazy. You can't be a moral person and be in the music industry. You can't be a moralist and be in entertainment at all. I was reading about terms. This is not defaming. I'm not attempting to defame anybody. I am only saying what I read, which is also true according to the situation of things. Once upon a time, when Tem started singing, she used to be the type that was very conserved. She would wear very decent clothes, cover her body. She will look very beautiful, of course. Times me. She has a glorified body, but she will never expose it and flaunt it on stage. Even in her music videos, she will not dance. She will not shake her body and twerk. But all of a sudden, when she was rising to stardom, then all of a sudden, the times we used to know just changed. She started wearing skimpy, exposing all her body, like major parts of her body. Wearing things that will expose her body and show her shape. She started twerking on stage and doing those, and I was like, Thames Kolile. Now those are now the kind of things being celebrated. I was coming back from a gig some days back, and I saw a guy who was sagging. He was sagging to the extent that I was seeing his lap and his very bad boxers. Everything was showing. His trousers, his major trousers was almost at his knee, just barely above his knee. I was like, is this not craziness? Once upon a time, I used to hear that soldiers to back buying. So you belong to your body belongs to you, yes, but that decency that used to be celebrated. Now they're telling you that you don't need to worry. The only thing you need to worry about now is fame and money. That is conspiracy against the youth. What a youth needs to worry about should be character, integrity, faithfulness, loyalty, productivity. You must be productive as a youth. That is the only time you can be productive. That is the only time you can bring something to the table. You are the table. You are the production. You are the means. You are everything. Now, in fact, the culture has now changed to the extent that our ladies that we used to celebrate are no longer being celebrated. A woman is now a woman at a call. If you have money now, you can get anything. No more decency, no more wonder, no more, all those good things about the woman. Everything that used to be celebrated is no longer being celebrated. So it is so crazy and it is so apologetic. But what will I say? So now going to the next one. What will I say? Yes, I've said what I will say. So now going to the next one. Spirituality. This is is always the breaker. It is always the one that will shake the table. This is the major table shaker. It is sad that African spirituality is not what it used to be. In fact, African spirituality has gotten about. So yes, African spirituality has been forgotten. This is a very careful thing. I'm now working on a glass bridge because most people who hear of spirituality, religion, the next thing they do, they become defensive. Then they defend foreign religions with their bones and claw, tooth, claw, nails. They defend it. The youths of Nigeria have been deceived. And the funniest part about it is that youth do not do any research. Why will you be a youth and you do not research? You do not research your history. You do not research your culture. You do not research your heritage. You do not research your spirituality. The only thing you believe is a book that was written to you by somebody somewhere, believed to be a book from God. Our African spirituality, we do not know. Africans do not know anything about themselves. The only thing you know about yourself is what was written on Wikipedia. Then you are even believing yourself to be another people. You now dress like other people. Even in their spirituality, you copy them their spirituality and absorb their culture. We want to be like others. There's nothing we want to be proud about. Your ancestors have become your enemy. I have churches, I know of churches who are always praying against your ancestors. They're always praying against your ancestors, believing that their ancestors are the people working against them. Nobody is pure, says AjokeAde. AjokeAde is always saying nobody is pure. Not everything about everybody is good. Not everything about our ancestors is good or was ever good. Of course, they have their faults, but not everything about them was bad. But we've been made to believe that our ancestors are our problem. Yes, they made some mistakes, but they are not our problem. They are not their wars we are waging against. It is not in Nigeria that, we bring down our own culture, we bring down our own ancestors, we are being detached from our roots. Yes, we are being uprooted. Then we are now lost. We are like sheep without shepherds. We are just like a wool in the air, being blown by the wind. We are like a ship without a compass, just on the sea, sailing, being driven by the wind, being controlled by the waves of the waters, without a direction, without a compass, without a sailor, without a captain, rather. You understand? That is what Africans have become. And this is wrong. We do not understand who we are. We do not care to understand who we are. We do not want to understand who we are. We do not even love ourselves. That is why people are quick to bleach their skin. We don't even want to be black. They tell you that everything from Africa is black. Africa is black. Everything that is black is evil. Africa is evil. They tell you that everything that is white is good. Angels are white. God is white. So God is good. White are good. Benny, Jack and Whitney, I will talk my own. I go say, I go talk. Because words are meant to be spoken. And our no lama so. You understand? So that is just the situation of things. Our spirituality is being downplayed. We are losing what is good for what is less. We are selling everything about us. Then you go to museums in UK, in USA, and you find things that belong to Africans. You find African art, idols. You find it there. Everything that is precious to us, you find it there. Moving from the spirituality, we are still coming back there. We go to even our arts, our music, the kind of music we sing now. Hey, there is a conspiracy against Africans, against the youth. The kind of music we sing now are only the kind of music that exalts the body, like only sexual songs. Only you are beautiful. Only let me feel you, body, baby, let me, baby girl, but that is the kind of music, that is just a thing. Please, I'm not speaking against the singer, but against the song. So now, it is now a thing that in music now and arts, the only thing we hear is things that do not even teach you anything. Music is now empty. You only hear it just for the groove, for the beats, just for the musical melody. No message, no feeling, no virtue, no life, no nothing. So now, then our arts, even the kind, I can barely see, I can't remember the day I've seen someone sculpting, or I've seen someone molding something artistic for Africa, in Africa. It is good that we're getting better at using Adobe, Adobe Creator, Adobe Editor, or using Lightroom. You are able to design and create things and edit pictures. Yes, but now the real artistic African creations, we can't do those things anymore. I can't remember seeing a sculptor. I can't remember seeing anybody who can mold, who can carve, who can bring something to life. Africans do not answer for Isheowo. Isheowo has now become something of the dead spirit. And which should not be. So everybody should share. Everybody should work. Everybody, Africa promotes art. We should promote our art and culture and heritage. We should carve things again. That is just how it is in Africa. So it is plain that there is a conspiracy against African youth. It is plain, it is obvious that, but the problem now is, what will we do against it? How can we correct this? We have attempted to amass and go against the norm, tell them that we are not happy. But even when you tell them that you are not happy, they tell you to shut up and stick to it. They tell you to shut up, and there's nothing you can do about it. If you say, no, you can't shut me up, they shoot you down. They gun you down and say, no, I know I shut up. You say, and I'm a fine. Say. So, and that is something that is very sad. African men have no voice. Our elders are not ready to defend us. Nobody to take the lead. Nobody to hold the torch. Who will bail the cat or anything. Anybody who tries to bail the cat, they kill him. Anybody. So now, it is not a situation whereby it has to be for fire, where Africans have to rise and say, no, say, whether you like it or not, I will not do anymore. So it is time for enough is enough. Somebody once said that, they will keep killing until they can't kill anymore. When it is time, it will just happen. So, but Africans too, we can change it from inside out. We can change things. We can change the perspective. We can stop celebrating, mediocrity. We can stop celebrating iPhone. We can stop worshiping iPhone. I've heard of ladies who will tell you guys that, they date NT code iPhone. She was like, I was hearing of a story of a girl who saw a very attractive young man. And the young man came to meet her like, lady, I'm interested in you. But she was like, I like you and I could date you, but I can't date you because you're not using iPhone. And that day was at then. That was the most stupid thing I've ever heard as at then. Because now I've heard many more stupid things, and it has become, and I feel like it's like people are just stupid. People are naturally stupid. There's nothing you can do about it. So you understand now. So what I'm talking about is the mindset, not about the lady. I don't give two shits about her. But now it's not like so it's not like So it's not like people, the mindset of our young people, it has been so stained, so dirty that you not feel like so can somebody alive even think like this? Like, they now feel like the only thing they celebrate now is money. If you do not have money, nobody cares about you. If you do not have material things, nobody cares about you. So material things are being celebrated. Material things are the only things that people look up to. Nobody cares about you if you do not have what they want. Nobody is attempting to build. There was once a time where people would want to build people, make people feel better, construct people, help people get to places. But now everybody wants to make another person a ladder, which is not good. You should look for a way to stop being puppets. Look, we're not talking shit thugs here. They should wake up one day and take their destiny. They should take charge of their own lives. They should stop being puppets. Everybody should rise up and say, no, enough is enough. Let those who steal no more. Let those who are corrupt, let them be no longer corrupt. Let those who are sponsoring cultism, drugs, rape, let them stop and say enough is enough. Let them wake up. Let us be able to compete with other continents. Let us produce our food. The people that are, if you can do anything, do it. If you can sponsor someone, it is so pathetic that they spend millions upon millions on Big Brother's Naija. And meanwhile, someone will go to school and get a first class and I'm only 10,000, 50,000. Meanwhile, someone will go for Big Brother Naija and be getting 90 million naira, 120 million naira. Isn't that stupid and crazy? It is evil. You understand? So now, that is how this country has become. This country has become a waste. It has become a waste of time. Everybody, there's now something called the jackpot syndrome. Everybody wants to run away. Now, they are not even taking Africans as slaves again. They don't need to come here to come and carry you. You now go there and for quarter, for ball, ballet. It has become the jackpot syndrome. And it is not their fault, it's because this place is so tough. But now, if they are doing Big Brother Naija and the youth say, no, we don't want Big Brother Naija, everybody refuses to apply. But we know that some people will still go and apply, of course. But if people can say, no, we are not applying for Big Brother Naija, we do not want Big Brother Naija, Big Brother Naija will just make people sit on their TV, make people just watch TV and make no move. Once upon a time, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was popular. Good Ultimate Search was popular. People were learning things, people were catching real fun, entertainment, and knowledge and culture in the same place. But now, Big Brother Naija, where nudity is celebrated, not the kind of nudity that should be. So that is just how crazy it is. And that is something that needs to stop. And that is something that needs to stop. So hopefully, young people will wake up one day and say enough is enough. And they will stop and they will look up and look within and take action and say, no, this will stop. So the conspiracy against the youth is very obvious and it is palpable. We can feel it in the air. We can see the effect every day. On the streets, we feel the effect. We suffer for it. We hustle needlessly. We have mineral resources we can't use. Nothing is growing, nothing is working, nothing is better, nothing is good at all. And this is bad. It is evil, it is pathetic. Youth needs to rise up. Or youths need to rise up. Many have risen, many more needs to rise. We need to remove the chain they have placed on us. Okay, University of Shelo, know something, be very good at it. And be fluent in any language you choose to be. Be good at what you do. Stop using, don't try mago. Then don't celebrate mediocrity, don't celebrate evil. Try to be good at what you do. Many people are still very excellent. They should be. This thing is as small as from, let's say, tailors who delay clothes. Tailors come and and you pay for it, and Asho already not Tula. It is as bad as that. People should stop being like that. It is as small as that. So we can become good and we can rise and shine just by doing the right things. There's a conspiracy against the youth, and this conspiracy, we can break it. We can go on and on and on and on and on. And yes, we know this. So this conspiracy is something that will end one day. It is something that we can stop. It is something that we will definitely stop. I am very happy that I came on this show. This is 2 years of Dudu Spree saying enough is enough. This is 2 years of Dudu Spree celebrating Africa. This is 2 years of us saying that no, we have to do what is right. This is 2 years of sensitizing the youth. And this is 3 years of Sókè, where the youth are saying no, we want to do what is right. Where the youth are saying no, we want to take our lives into our own hands and do what is best for us. Where the youths are rising, where the youths are gaining something better, and where the youths are doing what they should do. You understand? So this is 2 years of that, and it will not stop. And yeah, this is 3 years of Sókè. And yes, even in Nigeria, it is so crazy that the people who died for this cause, the people who were imprisoned, nothing has been heard. We asked the question of who shot the gun. Take a moment. Who shot the gun? Who gave the order? And even with all the questions of who gave the order, who ordered the killing, who ordered the mission, no answer was given. Nobody said it was me. Nobody took responsibility for the massacre of hundreds of youth at Lekki Toll Gate. Of hundreds of youth that have been killed around everywhere, every day, every time. Of those that have been innocently detained, that have been detained unlawfully. Nobody is taking responsibility. Nobody is doing anything about it. And the country has always been like this. It is a conspiracy against the youth. They want to bully the youth into submission. They want to make sure that the youth cannot say anything. They cannot do anything. They want to turn them into zombie. Zombie or zombie. So
That is just how it is, and it is very sad. So every youth out there should remember, as long as you have this consciousness, that there is something wrong, as long as you have the consciousness that this is intentional, as long as you have the consciousness that this is not a mistake, as long as you have the consciousness that no, it is not as if we like, it is not a mistake. Everything that is going on is not a mistake. So as long as you have that consciousness that Nigeria is not a mistake, not that Nigeria is not a mistake, but everything that is going on in Nigeria is not a mistake. As long as you have the consciousness that this is happening intentionally, it is a conspiracy against the youth. They are conspiring to make sure that education is not good, the road is not good, transportation is bad, there are no facilities, there is no light, there is nothing good, nothing is working. They are making sure that nothing is working. If nothing works, you'll be able to do whatever they ask you to do. You'll be desperate, you'll be controllable. If you don't have money, it's easy to control. And tó bá lówó ni kò ní difficult to control. You understand? Then religion can easily control people that are poor. Religion can easily tell people to come to church on Thursday morning, on Tuesday morning, on Monday morning, because you don't have anywhere to go. You have to go to church to go and pray. Religion can easily tell people that bring all your money to the church. Something funny happened yesterday. I was going out, and when I got to the place I was going to, I saw people doing, a revival. Many of them, over 70 or going to 100. The funniest part was that these people, of course, like looking at people, not like they are millionaires or anything. If they are millionaires, they will not be there shouting, going against their thing. It's very strange. Even when you go to churches that pray a lot, when you go there and see the rich men, when they tell them, shout, jump up, shout, they will never shout. They'll just be looking like, why should I shout? If you go to USA, if you go out of the country, you don't see people praying the way Africans pray. Never. They say Nigeria is the second most prayerful country in the world. With all the prayer, nothing happening. So your prayer cannot save you. Brain will save you. Knowledge will save you. Knowledge will save you. Action will save you. That is what saves. So now, you will now see how funny it is that that place, there were very many, they were asking them to shout and pray, and they're praying, yes. At the end of the day, I went to a house nearby to see a friend, and when I got there, somebody now came, an attendant, an attendee from the program, someone who attended the program was like, Ọlọ́run wọ́n ti gba owó wọn wá fún ní church. I was like, Now said the pastor said he will not live there without collecting 1 million. And somehow, and they told everybody that was there to contribute 1 million naira for the pastor. And how they all brought out the money, the man was saying that so the money the man earned from working that day, he didn't even understand how he dropped it at the church. So people are so crazy that they are willing to give God, bring all your money, give it to God. When you give your money to God, God will bless you. You understand? And it is so crazy. And that is how Africa is. If you are poor, you'll be easy to control. If you are poor, it'll be easy to manipulate. If you are poor, it will be very easy for people to say, do this and you do that. You will not be able to think for yourself. Poverty affects the mind. Poverty affects your mindset. Poverty affects your productivity. When you are very poor, when you don't have anything to eat, you won't even be able to think about growing. You won't even be able to think about possibilities. You won't be able to think about business ideas. All you'll be thinking of is, how can I make money? How can I eat? Hunger does not make you think wise. Hunger does not make you think well. Hunger does not give you productivity. So that is just how it is. So that is the conspiracy against you. There is a conspiracy against the youth, and this conspiracy needs to end.
We need to make sure it stops. Take your position, youth. We are the strength of the country. We are the majority in the country. We can make things stop. When they tell you, come for Big Brother Naija, you say no, you don't go. When they tell you, subscribe to these channels, you don't go. When people bring out contents that are crazy, that are not educating, that are sexual, that are stupid, you do not watch, you do not like. Algorithms in other countries on TikTok and social media, they are very funny in ways that the contents you view in this country, for example, in China where TikTok was made, the content they view there is different. I've told my brothers and they all talk about it. The content is very different. They see people performing other tasks. They see their children doing wonderful things. They see other youth competing in competitions, other youth going for Olympics. They see other youth creating things, inventing things, doing invention, like bringing out new inventions. And that is what they see. And when they see those things, they get challenged. And when they get challenged, they get pumped up and they become creative and productive. Learn your language, speak your language. Oyinbo does not make you good. Mo le sọ Yoruba, mo le sọ èdè mi. On African Youth Parliament, we're always talking about this. And even this coming Sunday by 4:00 p.m., we'll be talking about that on African Youth Parliament, only on Dudu Spray, of course. On Dudu Spray FM, the first and only truly Pan-African radio. So Africans, you need to rise up, change your mentality, change the way you do, change the way you act. Nigeria, stand up. Know who you are, get your identity, know who you are. Hold on to your power. Don't become a political thug. Don't work as a thug for them. You shouldn't. You can't have a life by doing that. You don't destroy your future. You know, this about the spirituality. Many people might wonder that why did I mention spirituality? But spirituality don't turn your Jew. How people will go to school for 6 years. I'm not sure I should talk about this, but it is something important. How people will go to school for several years just to go and learn the language of another man. How people will believe that it is a language of another man that you will speak when you get to heaven. How people will believe that you should just suffer on earth, like it's okay to suffer on earth. It is okay to be unproductive, that when you get to heaven, you will enjoy. How people believe that the religion of the white was made for you. How people believe that a white man even died for your sins. Yes, that is Baba Fela, basket mouth. I will talk. With me. So that is how it is. Africans should rise up. Do not be a puppet. Don't just swallow anything they give you. Hook, line, and sinker. Go back home and research. I always tell my teenagers around me that, hello, research. Even if I tell you something, still go home and research. You read. You go, they tell you things, you just accept it. Read a book. Don't spend all your time on TikTok, which many people do. Don't spend all your time on Twitter and social media. Are you a social media manager? So just read something, do something, go online, learn and unlearn. If you do not go to school, there are ways to learn now. Go online, don't waste your data. Go online, go to platforms. You can learn digital skills online. You can learn cyber security, data analysis, data science, social media management, email marketing. You can learn digital marketing. You can learn anything online, Python, coding, you can learn it online. C++, you learn it online. Everything is almost online now, almost free, or some are totally free. You can learn it online. You understand? So there are ways to develop and grow. Then go agriculture. Everybody must plant a seed. Everybody must plant something. You know, I was reading about, back to spirituality again, because this spirituality is hooking everything. If your spirituality is right, your mindset will be right. Your thoughts will be right. The way you do things will be right. In China, I heard this from AjokeAde too. And then after hearing it, I now read about it. And I realized that it was not only in China, in fact, some cultures in the Philippines do it. And not all Chinese do, but many people in China do it. They say, when the properties, you do not inherit your father's property. Instead, your father's property will be given to your own children. Then your own you get the property of your own grandfather, you understand? They skip a generation, give it to the next. They do this, and I read more because in Yoruba too, I realized that we did, some parts of Yoruba did it, and some still do it to date. We believe that we are reincarnating, we are coming back here. I was reading it in one of those books. So we are all reincarnating, of course, we always come back here. And because of that, when we die, we come back. So because of that, we protect the future, we protect the lineage. I know that I am going to come back. So I know that I am going to come back. So I'll leave something for my children, so that my children can leave something for their children. So that if I'm coming back, I can see something. Probably I'll be my child's child, or I'll be my child's grandchild. So I have provided something for myself. Or probably I'll be my cousin's child. So my family is secured, our lineage is secured. We have wealth in our family. And that is what I intend to do too. If I know I'm coming back, so if I'll be coming back, I must enjoy. So now you do not fix the road, you do not fix the country, you do not fix anything because you feel that maybe you will die. You are not coming back and you are going to heaven. And because you are going to heaven, you shouldn't care about the world. Love not the world, don't love anything therein. Anybody that loves the world is at enmity with God. It's a lie. You have to love this world that you are in, because this is the only world you can be. Once you die, you will still get that. So, conclusively now, we can now see that there's so much conspiracy against the youth. This is almost 2 hours of talking about this conspiracy, on and on and on and on. In every aspect of wherever you turn to, there is a conspiracy against you. So, but there is also one thing you should know, that the universe has also conspired to make sure that you succeed. As much as there are conspiracies against you, there are conspiracies for you. One of the conspiracies for you, I don't know why am I even calling it a conspiracy. One of the things, coalitions, forces, forces that support you is the force of Dudu Spirit. Dudu Spirit is here to support you. So, and Dudu Spirit is here to give you the tangible knowledge and mind opening so that you can be ready and you can know what to do. So join us on Dudu Spree every time, Dudu Spree FM. Go online, www.duduspree.com. We are there. You can contact us. You can support us to do more and do better. Join us on African Youth Parliament on Sunday, 4 o'clock. It's just 30 minutes show. That 30 minutes, I know most people can spend it on TikTok without even knowing that they've spent 30 minutes of their life. So instead of wasting 30 minutes, you can invest that 30 minutes. So there is a conspiracy against the youth, and this conspiracy must stop. We must look for a way to save ourselves. Your future is in your hands. Your salvation is in your hands. You are your salvation. Nobody is coming to save you. You will save yourself. So there's a conspiracy against the youth, and this conspiracy must break. You must break it. You have something to do. Everybody has a part to play. I am Damyne, and I'm very happy to be here. Thank you very much, this from the first and only truly Pan-African Radio. This has been a wonderful time for me. This is a wonderful opportunity. Yes, Dudu Spree is 2 years today. I celebrate Dudu Spree. A big shout out to Dudu Spree. A big shout out to Patrick Lano. A big shout out to Tony Fresh. And a very big shout out to my wonderful, would I call her the queen? Yes, I would like to call her the queen of Dudu Spree. The queen of Dudu Spree Media House, the queen of Dudu Spree FM. That is one and only AjokeAde Famuyiwa. They are the queen of Dudu Spree. We all know that. The world knows that. Dudu Spree knows that. And we celebrate you today. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. Bye.
Okay, many thanks to everybody for joining us. Thank you so much. We know we talk louder than that. I be Dudu Pikin. Yes, many thanks, Honorable Damyne. Thank you so much for staying with us all this while. You are one of those young minds that joined us, just like everybody is hearing the clarion call on air, and you joined. And from then till now, you've not looked back. and so many things we've done together. Somebody will say, hey, I only talk with a talk. Not be only talk with a talk, oh, if you never hear them. The time where the Nigerian government comot food subsidy, fuel subsidy, especially our own bat, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, now then we give people food subsidy. We sold Gari Jebu made by us, cultivated by us, the youth doing it. We have a piggery, we have so many things we are doing, animal husbandry, farming. Yes, in fact, vegetables, we are doing it. We not just the talk, we also work. And we've been able to do so much. It's not been easy, I'm not gonna kid you. But anytime I get tired, I remember my comrades, I remember my compatriots, I remember those heroes of the Sókè who were still alive this time around about 3 years ago. This time, 3 years ago, they were still alive. Some of them might still be looking at, maybe make her go toast this babe now, or maybe make her go get water now, or maybe we could make this Baba Soro Sókè Jare. And then it does, maybe some of them were even printing the flyers, not knowing that's what they will use to wrap their dead bodies. 7 p.m. today, we will be here. The Sókè, yes, continues. It is 24 hours. We started middle of the night with the midnight cry. Yes, the clarion call is for you to wake up. Young men, young women, fathers and mothers, this is a call for all of us to wake up. I thank you so much. And we will continue to do it. It's not been easy. Even when they shut down something, we always come out because Olodumare has sent us on this great journey. It's a journey for self-discovery. So more self-discovery, will be having the Yoruba edition. So those who are in Yoruba media, yes, that's on the YouTube channel, and also that's the Clubhouse. Yes, the Yoruba. Yes, the what do they call it now? Ujomo Yoruba. Yes, AjokeAde will be there because every Friday I host the Ifa Untold Stories on our Ujomo Yoruba, strictly for the Yorubas. The way our history were given to us by our forefathers, according to the Ohun Eledumare, which is Ifa, we have decided to wake up, and you will see somehow being able to fix our land, be able to cultivate, been able to go into engineering, we've been able to go into technology, we've been able to do so many things, AI, artificial intelligence, coding, because we have just chosen to embrace our roots. We are no longer suffering from the Messiah syndrome. Yes, so now the Messiah syndrome go make you live what you supposed to do. Can't they think, say, now somebody else go fix them. And that is one of the problems we have on the continent of Africa. You are the ones that will fix it. I am the one that will fix it. And it's just so awesome. Many thanks to everybody. We are wrapping up this segment to meet 7 p.m. West African time. Will be premiering live on our YouTube. Immediately we are done with the, with the compilation, say to be on YouTube. So if you've missed the midnight cry, if you've missed the conspiracy theory, do not miss. You cannot afford to miss the candlelight procession. It is virtual anywhere you are. And I'm going to do something different today. I am going to lead that which our forefathers they lit centuries before the candle wax was discovered. That's what I'm going to lead today, because we want to plead on all the rumors in our land, because the blood of the youth was shed on our land. So we don't want them to keep quiet until justice is done. Yes, we will keep talking. And that's the beauty of it. You stop us from talking in Africa, we will come out in America. From America, Australia, from Australia to Japan, from Japan to UK. Yes, all over the world. Yes, it is Atupa we are bringing tonight. So, and we will be invoking some blessings for those who are doing well for the youth. And of course, curses for those who have decided to conspire against us. Well, don't be scared. It is blessing for you, for everybody who has done it. Awesome minds have been with us. Papa Patrick Lano, who happens to be a pastor, has been with us all this while. And I thank Olodumare for him. Yes, the CEO too, That's Tony Fresh. I could also be a prophet and a pastor. Thank you so much. We've had Yellow Richards. We thank you so much. We've had the people who are Islamic clerics. In fact, we are preparing for graduation of one of us too. We thank you so much. And we have the strictly Sheshe people like us. We thank you so much. The most important thing is Africa is a must for us to fix. The Lekki Toll Gate Massacre is something that our children, unborn generation coming behind, we celebrate. We will keep talking about it. And as time goes by, we have spoken about things we've done. In fact, this year, we have fed children on the street. We gave them meat. We gave them, take a bite. Because at the community, we discovered that children do not even have protein. We've gone around. These are things that we do. The legacies of our holy Sókè heroes who are still with us, because we don't die out in Africa with this. We'll be wrapping up this segment, but I will not do well if I don't sing the anthem of Africa. Yes, sung in Swahili, but I am tempted to also sing the anthem of the United States of America, where we stand. Many thanks to everybody who has been with us. It's not been easy. Please support us so that this conspiracy will not stand. And one day at a time, one person at a time, we are changing it. So the national anthem, the anthem of the United States of America, then we take our own African anthem sung in Swahili. And with that, we will be converging again for the candlelight procession, and we'll call it the Atupa evening. Yes, because we are lighting the Atupa.
This is Dudu Spray FM, an African radio.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, take us that star-spangled banner yet wave, for the land of the free and the home of the brave. Tuungane sote na tusherehekee pamoja ushindi kwa ukombozi wetu. Tujitoe wenyewe, tusimame pamoja kulinda uhuru na umoja wetu. Enyi Bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima. Tuungane sote tuimbe pamoja, kuenzi shikamano hatima yetu. Tujitoe wenyewe kupambana pamoja, uhuru na umoja vitawale. Enyi Bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima. Tuungane sote na tujibidishe kutoa kilicho bora kwa Afrika, chimbuko la wanadamu, chemchem ya